And a very good morning to you. It's John Fradgley from the Bell Legal Group, back with you for another program of The Law and You, which means it's Tuesday morning. Your opportunity to get free legal advice between now and 9:30. That's 10:30 Tweed Coast time. All we need you to do is simply pick up that telephone and dial 55208888 is our number. That number again, 55208888. South of the Tweed River, don't forget you need to put 07 in front of the number. Otherwise, from Tweed Heads and beyond, right through Queensland, you'll get through on that number, 55208888. We, of course, have our email, talkback@4crb.com. But if you do send us an email, please note that we won't be able to comment on it until our program next week. But enough of that. We have someone very quick out of the blocks this morning as we say good morning to Mel. G'day, Mel. How are you today?
Yeah, good, thanks, John. Good.
That's good. How can we help?
I've spoken with you before. Yeah,
Yes.
look, I'll try to be as quickly as possible, okay?
Sure, no trouble.
Timeline of events. In November of 2018, I became the power of attorney for my elderly mum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My sisters contested that. Took me before the court. Court upheld in
Was
my
that
favour.
before QCAT?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, tribunal, as you say, yeah.
Yep.
QCAT. Okay. Court upheld, or tribunal upheld in my favour.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two sisters contested it, meaning that, and not in the normal form, not like as in an appeal. She's gone and submitted yet another application.
What, to have herself appointed as the administrator or something of that nature?
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
exactly. Okay. Now, August of last year, the court, or rather the judge turned around and said, okay, one of the two of them can be in charge of health.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, okay, yeah, fair enough. I just got to accept the umpire's decision. All right. But then...
Sorry, I don't quite understand. So can we just go back a little bit? You were appointed as your mother's EPOA, which means you were power of attorney for personal health matters as well as financial matters. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And then in August 2018. Yeah, so in August 2019, a tribunal member before QCAT has changed the health side of the arrangements, have they?
Yeah. But first of all, April the 8th last year, QCAT upheld in my favour when it was contested.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
But then it was overturned August of last year, and what had happened was QCAT just turned around and put one of my sisters on as health.
Right, okay.
Not helpful. Yeah, all right, not helpful. But the interesting thing was that you understand that there's always a case manager. Now, they're going to change case managers.
Mm-hmm.
And there are certain things, certain conditions that I needed to comply with according to the member in August, in his August decision, okay?
Yep.
And that was supplied statements and all that by
the
given
usual
time.
reports, yes.
Yeah, exactly. But what I found was quite interesting was, and I learned from a telephone call from this new case manager that there's to be a hearing late January, and I thought, well, hang on, that's doesn't make sense because we weren't due back before the court until March of this year. That's problem number one. Problem number two is that I've since we went before the court January, and I've since lost. Okay, to the two sisters, and I've just suddenly realised that the reason why I've lost, John, is because I'd overlooked a letter from this new case manager advising me that I'd been removed as financials.
Right, okay.
And
that's a pretty major thing to overlook, Mel.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, it was the case manager.
Yep. So
who advised me of it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, there should have been. If you were going to be removed as the financial administrator or the financial attorney, then that I would have thought should have been a hearing before the tribunal at which you were present to present your own argument. So I can't understand how that could have happened. Have you spoken to QCAT in relation to it and explained all this to them to find out what happened?
The original case manager's back on the job.
Yep.
And he said she's gone and done what? I said, well, you go and have a look at it.
Yep.
And it was within 3 days of her receiving a somewhat disparaging letter against myself.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mel, look, unfortunately, we've got other callers waiting on, and we've been on the phone for quite some time. So is there a point you're coming to, or do you want some advice about what you should do from here?
Is the conduct of that particular person lawful? That's all I need to know.
Who, the case manager?
Yeah.
Well, they've probably, I don't know whether it would be a question of lawful or unlawful, because without sitting down and going through all the facts. What part of the Gold Coast do you live, Mel?
Sorry?
What part of the Gold Coast do you live?
Southport.
Okay, well, look, what I would suggest you do, quite honestly, if you've got the time, is go in and see the legal service at Southport. I'm just looking for their number here, actually. Oh, here we go. Yes, so it's where are we? The Gold Coast Community Legal Centre and Advice Bureau. Yep. If you ring them on 55329611, 55329611, you'll be able to make an appointment to go in and see them, take all your papers in, and they would be able to have someone sit down and go through the whole thing with you. But it certainly sounds as if you have grounds to go back to QCAT and have the orders made in favour of your sister revoked. And to have your position reinstated. But it's beyond what we can do just in the short time we have in this program. I think it's going to take you probably half an hour to explain it, but if you speak to them, I'm sure they'll be able to help. All right then?
Amen.
Okay, Mel, all the very best. Time on 4CRB, 12 and a half minutes past 9, past 10 on the Tweed, and we say a very good morning to Rose. G'day, Rose. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm very well, thanks.
That's good.
I've just got a little query for a nephew, actually.
Yes.
There's been a marriage breakup. The lady left the home with the children, and that's all sorted out. He's paying maintenance, he's paying for a car and whatever. But he now needs to sell the house because he can't afford to be paying the payment and paying her, and he can go and live with his mum and dad or something. But she refuses to sign to sell. How does this work?
Right, okay. Well, look, what he probably needs to do is is he and his partner or spouse joint tenants in the property, are they?
Yes.
Okay, well, look, what he needs to do is to advise her that he wants the property sold, and if she refuses to sell, that he will make an application to the court for the appointment of an agent for sale purposes, and that's not a real estate agent, that's a person who will sell the property, and advising her that if she fails to cooperate in relation to the sale, that he'll be seeking that the costs of the application to the court and any additional costs of sale as a result of having to appoint an agent for sale purposes will be claimed out of her share of the proceeds of sale. That normally gets people back on track and thinking a little clearer about what they need to do. So unfortunately, it's an application to the Supreme Court, so it's not without cost, but that would be the best way for him to proceed. Normally what will happen is that if he has his solicitor write a letter to either her or her solicitor pointing all of this out, normally reason will prevail and they'll come back and say that, okay, they'll agree to the sale.
Oh, you've been most helpful. So
no trouble at all.
To a normal solicitor.
Well, he'd need to go to someone who, it's probably preferable for him to go and see someone who specialises, or not specialises, but does a lot of family law, because they would be very familiar with those sorts of matters.
Okay, you've been most helpful.
Okay,
Thank you.
All the very best.
Goodbye.
Bye now. And the time on 4CRB just keeps rolling along. It's just coming up to 15 minutes past 9. That's, of course, past 10 down on the Tweed. And a very good morning to all of our listeners down there. As we say, a very good morning also to Clara. Good morning, Clara. How are you today?
Good, thank you. John, I got a problem. I bought a gadget to reduce the electromagnetic field. But I couldn't have it kept me awake, and I returned it past the return date. It cost me over $400, and they are only willing, it's in perfect working condition, information. There was nothing wrong with it, because I just didn't find out quick enough that was the item that kept me awake, because I'm very sensitive. So I explained it to them, and now they just want to give me $100. Do you think that is a fair?
Well, what did the terms of sale say, Clara?
Well, it was money return, but I think there was a 30
But within
days.
within what period?
I think 30 days.
30 days. And when did you get around to returning it?
It could have been maybe 6 months.
All right, okay. Well, look, if their terms of sale are that there's a money-back guarantee within 30 days, and that's made clear at the time you purchase it, then unfortunately there may not be anything you can do. Under the Australian consumer law, you are entitled to a refund if the item that you purchase is not reasonably fit for the purpose. Now, the problem you've got is whether you're overly sensitive to noise, and therefore the noise this machine is making is reasonable, but it's just affecting you, or whether it's at a level that would affect any purchaser.
Yeah, no, it didn't make any noise. It was just it's a kind of Blue Shield product from Tesla, similar.
Yep.
And it goes rid of the radiation in a radius of 4 meters. But I'm a very sensitive person, and it kept me awake.
What, the light?
So, pardon?
The colour of the light?
No, it doesn't do anything. It is just, I don't know. No, it's just something that you get in the house. But
So it doesn't it doesn't emit any noise, and it doesn't emit any light.
No. It is just it's something. It's an invention to protect you.
I understand that. But what I'm saying to you is that if it doesn't emit any noise and it doesn't emit any light, then it's difficult to see what basis there would be for you to be entitled to your money back. Look, you could speak to the Office of Fair Trading in relation to it, but I think you will probably find that if their terms of sale are clearly that that it has to be returned within, it's a money back guarantee within 30 days, then I think you would find that that probably there's nothing you could do. Do you want me to give you the number for Fair Trading?
No.
Okay. The only other thing I could suggest you do with it, Clara, would be to put it up for sale on eBay or Gumtree and try and sell it yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, so that might be a practical solution. I mean, if they sell for $400, you might be able to get $200 or $300 for it. Who knows? Yes. Because there's probably other people out there who'd be interested in buying them as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right then.
Have a nice day.
And you too, Clara. All the very best. Time is just coming up to 19 minutes past 9. This is The Law and You. The telephone number 55208888. Presently, we have no calls online, so if you'd like to be our next caller, give that telephone a call straight away. 55208888. We'll be back after this word from our sponsors.
Direct from Italy, the internationally acclaimed Italian tenors. Last year, they performed to sell-out audiences Australia-wide. Now they're back with their own blend of Italian, pop and contemporary classics for one show only, Saturday, March 14 at Twin Towns. The vocal power, the musical excellence, the pop opera phenomenon, the Italian tenors. Don't miss them. Look at twintowns.com.au.
Another sponsor.
Store valuables in your own private safety deposit box with Gold Bullion Australia. Centrally located in Miami, your box is securely monitored 24/7 with your own private viewing room and includes insurance cover. Perfect for storing currency, gold and silver bullion, family heirlooms, jewellery, medals, coins, or important documents. All for as little as $5.20 per week. Visit our sponsor's website for more details on storage as well as investing in precious metals. goldbullionaustralia.com.au.
And this is the Law and You on 4CRB. Our telephone number 55208888. That number again 55208888. If you have a question or a query, but please get on the phone straight away, as we only have 10 minutes till the local news, and normally we do get a number of calls just prior to the news, so which sometimes I have to take off air. So we'd much rather have those calls on air, so we can not only answer your query, but also it might be information that helps another of our listeners who can't get to the phone. A couple of things that I was trying to mention last week and continuing on this week. I made mention briefly of email scams and the continuation of these scams that are going on, and just the figures that are being released by the various government agencies about the millions and millions of dollars that people are scammed out of. Now, it's not just people who are hacking your accounts and therefore taking money out of your accounts or getting access to your credit card. But we continue to have email scams, emails which purport to come from the various banks. The other one that's a classic is the one from the Australian Taxation Office. And also, of course, the old inheritance scams where they write and say, we've discovered your name and we believe you're related to whoever and who's passed away, and there's £20 million and, if you contact us and take it, we'll give you the lion's share of the money. If it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. So for goodness sakes, don't get sucked in by these emails that come through. The ones for the ATO particularly, I've heard recently on some TV current affair programs where people were asked to pay in Bitcoin. For goodness sakes, the Taxation Office will never, ever ask you to pay in Bitcoin. And the Taxation Office themselves have said that they do not send these sorts of emails. So if you have any doubt, don't ring the phone number on the email you receive. Look the number up for the Australian Tax Office or the bank or whoever it may be. Online, get the correct phone number and then call. But enough of that. We have Michael online. Good morning, Michael. How are you today?
Yes, good, thank you. John, how's yourself?
Very well, thanks. How can we help?
So I need advice on something myself. A while ago, I was married and my wife passed away.
Right.
She died intestate.
Mm-hmm.
There are children that are of adult age.
Mm-hmm.
There was children from her side and children from my side.
Mm-hmm.
We're a bit down the track now since she passed away, and so I have, as I said, my wife died intestate, but I made out a will,
mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering, and I can't think of how to explain it. I've finalised my wife's
estate.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I had a mortgage on a property and everything like that. It was in joint name, but now it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
As is the title, the property
mm-hmm.
title is the sole title as well.
Is in your name, yes.
Actually, always, yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It was anyway. But so I'm wondering now that a will has been made out and everything is finalised with my wife's estate, with the bank and everything's been transferred from joint names to one name.
Mm-hmm.
And a will has been set out already by me previously. Do the siblings have any comeback on me if they want to try and reach into some sort of estate or something like that?
Well, if your wife's estate has been finalised, how long is it since your wife passed away?
How
long ago did she pass away?
coming up to a year.
Okay, so, and no one has given you notice of intention to bring a claim. She passed away in Queensland, did she?
Yes.
No one's given you a notice of intention to bring a claim on the estate?
Not as of yet.
No, all right. Well, 12 months. Look, firstly, there's got to be notice of intention to claim in Queensland given within 6 months, but in any case, proceedings have to be started within 9 months. Once you get beyond 9 months, a person has to bring an application to have provision made out of the estate. But if all the assets in the estate were joint names, for example, were in your name and your wife's name, then there is no estate because the assets were jointly held and they automatically devolve on the surviving owner. The only assets that would be capable of a claim would be assets that are owned in your wife's name solely. So if there were no assets or no substantial assets in her name solely, then there really is nothing to claim against. All right?
Okay. Yeah, that helps. Thank you very much.
Okay then, Michael. All the very best. And the time on 4CRB, 26 and a half minutes past 9. We'll just have time to fit in Alex. Good morning, Alex. How are you today?
Good, thank you. John, just wanted to ask a quick question because my mother, I recently put her into a nursing home because she broke her hip. Mm-hmm. And I've got a agreement to sign, but it said on the agreement that I should get legal advice before signing it, whereas when I asked them in person, they said I shouldn't overthink it. And but I just wanted to know, is it normal to get legal advice before signing a nursing home agreement?
A lot of people do, Alex. Okay. I mean, some people don't. If they feel competent enough to understand the meaning and effect of the agreement. You know, I've recently had a similar experience where my mother's gone into care, and I must confess that I spent quite some time going through the agreement and making sure that I understood all the terms and conditions of the agreement. So, and I have the advantage of being a lawyer, so that helps a bit. But I always think that unless you read through the agreement and you understand it, if there's anything in it you don't understand, then I think it is advisable to get some legal advice just to make sure that your understanding is complete.
I see. Because they said it's only really necessary if my mum has lots of money, but I suppose it's important in any case, isn't it? To understand it all,
Well, yes. Look, what you could do. What part of the coast do you live on, Alex?
Southport. Yeah.
Southport. Okay. Well, look, what you may be able to do then. So, is your mother a pensioner?
She is, yes. Yeah.
Okay, well, look, what I would suggest you do then is give a call to the Gold Coast Community Legal Centre and Advice Bureau. I'll give you their phone number. Their number is 5532 9611. That's 5532 9611. They're located in Southport. Give them a call and you can probably make a suitable time to go in there, and one of the lawyers there would go through the agreement for you. I would suspect I know they don't charge any legal fees. It's a free community legal service. So hopefully they would be able to go through the agreement for you and just give you any advice you may need.
Okay, well, that's a lot of help. Thank you, John.
Okay, then, Alex, all the very best.
Right.
Well, the time is just past 29 minutes past 9. That's, of course, past 10 on the tweet, and that's really the end of the program for today. I'm John Fradgley from the Bell Legal Group. I'll look forward to being back with you again next Tuesday for another program, and look forward to all of your calls and helping out where I can. So until next week, as always, from me, it's goodbye and God bless.